What's going on, everybody? I'm Tank, and this is another episode of Roadie Reactions. In today's reaction, I'm going to be checking out a music video from a band that I honestly don't think I've really listened to for at least 10 years or so. And that is Texas deathcore outfit Upon a Burning Body. Now, in the late 2000s and early 2010s, I kind of went through this pretty heavy deathcore phase where I was listening to a lot of bands like this, and I had their first couple albums. I think I remember their second album, Red, White, Green, especially was one that I listened to a ton. And then for some reason, I just kind of fell out of my deathcore phase that I was in, and until starting this YouTube channel, really haven't listened to a lot of bands in this genre in a while. But I saw that they released something brand new, and I was like, you know what? I used to listen to these guys, and I used to like them, so let's see how their new stuff sounds. Now, the song that we're checking out today is coming off of their upcoming studio album called Fury. That's going to release on May 6th, 2022 from Seek and Strike Records. It was actually kind of cool. I was looking up information to see if they had pre-orders. They actually have like a build your own pre-order bundle thing, which I haven't really seen too much. It's kind of unique and pretty cool. So if anybody's interested in that, I'll throw links in the description below. But man, it's been about 10 years or so let's just see what we get here. I will link this original music video in the description below. And today, I'm once again listening to Upon a Burning Body, and for the very first time, checking out their brand new song and video, A New Responsibility. Let's go. Oh. I'll tell you what, man, I know for sure in the past 10 years, I've missed albums from these guys. But to me, this sounds exactly where it picked off from the last album I had with them. I don't really hear a lot of style difference, man. They still sound the same to me as they did when I was listening to them 10 years ago. That's not a bad thing. And I would like to say, whoever worked on this production-wise, fucking hats off to you, because the mix on this is awesome. The tones are really good, but especially the mix, man. Nothing is buried. With a lot of deathcore stuff, sometimes you get the vocals a little bit buried behind everything else. These are way up front and super clear. Like one of the few vocalists where I don't need a lyric sheet. I can pick up all the words he's saying because he has a very, very articulate voice. Tones are awesome. I love these performance videos where I get to see the whole band and their gear, which we'll break into some gear in a little bit. But this is funny, man. You know, black metal bands are usually in the middle of the forest, and we got deathcore bands in the middle of the desert, man. I got to assume they're in Texas from where they're from. I mean, it's really cool. So let's keep going with this, man. Digging it so far.
I'm moving still, no one speaks. Trying to tame a fire using gasoline. A cold and eerie, desolate place where the mind was enslaved, leaving a stale, misleading state. Break away.
All right, before this next part, I'm just going to rip through gear really quick because if you're a first timer on this channel, that's what we do here. A lot of gear in this video, I've gone over the long histories of the companies and stuff in other videos, so I'll probably be quicker than normal, but let's start at their drummer. And one of the things I noticed in the last parts I was listening to, I love how pronounced the drums are in the mix as well. I mean, every little thing the drummer's doing you can hear, and it sounds great. Drummer is most definitely playing a DW kit. I recognize that badge. And DW, very popular drum company, started in the early 70s, originally started just as a drum workshop, a clinic. That's what DW stands for, drum workshop. Then they started making hardware and their own drums. And while their drums are popular, their hardware is even more popular. Even drummers that are endorsed by other companies usually use DW hardware for all their stuff. From the looks I've seen, it looks like the drummer is also using Sabian cymbals, one of the biggest cymbal manufacturers in the entire world. Their bass player is playing an Ernie Ball Music Man Stingray, one of the most popular basses in the music world. If I saw the logo on the headstock correctly, it's a Sterling model, and the Sterling is like the kind of midline for Ernie Ball Music Man. Same how Gibson has Epiphone, Fender has Squier, ESP has LTD, stuff like that. But the thing that I love that Ernie Ball Music Man does with their instruments is that even though the Sterling is considered like a lower line than their normal, they don't sacrifice the electronics. They actually try and use different, like, cheaper qualities of woods and stuff for the bodies and the necks of their guitars, instead of sacrificing their high-end electronics that they use in all their stuff. So while that is a Sterling model, it has the same electronics in it as its counterpart from the standard Music Man line. And then their guitar player, I feel like I remember there being 5 people in this band when I used to listen to him. I could be wrong though, I don't know, it's been a while. Their guitar player is absolutely most definitely playing a Kiesel, which we're seeing more and more in the realm of deathcore, tech death, a lot of metalcore bands now using Kiesel. It looks like an Aries. I'm not really good with Kiesel because I've never physically worked on them on tour, but I'm pretty sure that's an Aries, and holy shit is it customized, because there's a lot of really intricate details on it. There's 2 different sets of pickups on it. I don't know what they are, but Kiesel does make all of their own in-house pickups for the guitars, so I would assume that that's where they're from. Because Kiesel originally started out in the 40s as a guitar pickup manufacturer and had a super long history being the Carvin Corporation, and then formed the Kiesel guitar making division in 2015. But I could sit here and talk about that history for a while, and we won't. I'm digging this, man. First gut reaction 2 minutes in, it's pretty standard deathcore for me. Like, there's nothing that's really standing out. But again, that's not really a bad thing. I mean, the riffs are killer. It sounds good. This is something I will absolutely listen to more than just now in a reaction. Let's get the next minute and a half of this song and wrap it up.
Being still, no one speaks. Trying to tame a fire. You're pouring gasoline. Why are the souls so distant? Will spirits stand all alone? How do you stop the flesh from chaos? Defeating it.
What a fucking stomping riff that was.
Eyes wide open yet no one sees. With open ears, no one's listening. All mouths are moving still, no one speaks. Trying to tame a fire, you're pouring gasoline.
Fucking great looking video too, man. I liked this a lot. I'll tell you what, I'm gonna change my answer from when I said like standard deathcore. Not much, but I want to change that. But let's go talk about it. So after sitting here and thinking about it for a second, I will say saying this is standard deathcore is a little unfair because while this band is lumped into the deathcore genre, they don't rely on a lot of the stuff that we get from a lot of other deathcore bands. Because one of my biggest complaints with a lot of core bands, whether it's metalcore, deathcore, stuff like that, there's like 1,000 bands that sound exactly the same and do a ton of the same stuff all the time. And with deathcore, we do get a lot of these bands that rely on breakdown, and like stupid low gutturals and stuff like that. And don't get me wrong, I like that stuff at certain times for sure, but what I like specifically about this band is that there's a lot of attention paid to the actual riffs that are going on and stuff. There's a lot of groove to this, and I love groove with my metal. And again, going back to the vocals, there's a lot of variety going on, and the singer has a very articulate voice, which I really like in comparison to, again, a lot of other core bands that just have either really high vocals or really low gutturals that are, you know, kind of buried in the mix and almost there for more of an effect than anything. But for my personal taste, I love this. This is definitely something I'm going to buy when it comes out and listen to it. And I think really it comes down to the groove on this. Just something that makes me just want to even not necessarily headbang the whole time, but really just bob my head and get into it, man. I mean, that's kind of the test with music for me. If it makes me want to move and get into it, I'm sold. So very interested to check out more from this band when this album comes out. And I'm going to go back and check out some of their other stuff that I missed because, I mean, if they've stayed with this same style for the past 10 years and I missed it, I'm probably going to like a lot of their older stuff too. But we'll check it out. But just as a reminder, their brand new album, Fury, does come out on May 6th from Seek and Strike. I'll throw links in the description below if you'd like to go check it out. But I enjoyed myself. I hope you guys did too. If this is your first time on the channel, feel free to click subscribe. I release new videos all the time. Subscribing's free. It helps my channel a ton. If you enjoyed the video, feel free to like and share. And if you do any of the things I just mentioned, thank you very much. But most importantly, thank you for taking the time to watch this video. I'm on a ton of different social media. I even have a Discord server that a lot of us hang on. I have a Twitch that I stream on. So if you're interested in any of that kind of stuff, I'll throw links in the description below. My handle on everything social media is @TankTheTech. Thank you so very much for watching. I will be back very soon with another episode of Roadie Reactions.